How are you?
Doing okay, Denise. How you doing yourself?
Wonderful, wonderful. We're still sticking with education because we're going to talk now about your program at Now Education. And first of all, let me just say, I found out you're not even, not only are you not in the DC metro area or in the United States, you're in Bahrain.
Yes, I'm currently overseas serving a tour in Bahrain as a cryptologic warfare officer.
Oh, wow. Okay. And how long have you been there? Tell us a little bit about Bahrain. Nobody's traveling these days. We're jealous. We want to go
Absolutely.
someplace. And I know you're there for work, but what's your experience
Absolutely.
been like in Bahrain?
So Bahrain is a awesome place to be. Essentially, that as long as you're not here during the summers, because the summers can get up to 130, and that's not that's hotter than for most. But it's definitely a beautiful place to be. You're right near the water. It's an island essentially, and it has a lot of creature comforts. They're essentially nice buildings, like the place that I'm staying in now. If you were to find this in the States, would run you a pretty penny. So um, I enjoy being out here. The culture is good. The food is good. People are very hospitable. So it's I mean, has a lot of hospitality. So it's not what you would think for a Middle East country. Everyone speaks English. So yeah, I enjoy it. It's a great location,
What's one of
especially.
its? I don't know geography, so I'm sorry. That was my worst course in elementary and high school and junior high school. But Bahrain is close to what? Where is it?
Well, Bahrain is close to Dubai. Uh,
Okay.
the so yeah, it's near those two countries. Also near it's not too far away from. You can actually go to Saudi Arabia. Like if you want to drive, you can drive to Saudi Arabia. So that's the closest country to us. But it's a little island right off of kind of off Saudi Arabia.
And do you see a lot of people there that look like you?
Oh, absolutely. Well, in the military, yes. There are a
Wow.
lot of folks out here. Yeah, absolutely. Just had dinner with brunches are pretty popular out here. There are a
Mhm.
lot of different places that you can go to have brunch. So it's pretty normal for people to get together and have a brunch, talk about job, talk about what's going on. And then also this is a good place to travel. So a lot of people actually do a lot of traveling when they're here. They go to Egypt, they go to the Maldives, they go to Italy, Europe, because you're not too far away from any location from this location.
Wow. And what time of day is it there?
Right now it's 8:44 p.m. in the
All
evening.
right. It's almost bedtime. So I won't hold you up too long. But
Right.
so tell us, first, thank you for your service. You're in the Navy. We appreciate that. And all that you do for, to protect us and this country. But talk about, the Act Now education program. What is that?
So Agna Education is a nonprofit that I founded. I started this idea maybe about 12 years ago, and essentially came up to me as me looking for opportunities to kind of further upskill, advance, get some certifications, because I was considering getting out of the military at that time, and I really didn't have much to offer the job market. I mean, I had training for my job, but if I was to actually apply to my civilian counterpart, they may have college. I didn't complete my college at that time, so I was just looking at resources that can help me get a leg up, so I can be able to present myself better when I write my CV or my resume. And so as I started to dive in, I went from zero certifications and having no degrees to knocking out 15 certifications in a year and knocking out my associates and then working on my bachelor's.
Wow.
And not relatively hard. It was just more so there was just opportunity after opportunity. And so this provided a unique opportunity for me at work because a lot of people were actually transitioning in the military. I was considering it. I didn't necessarily just pull the trigger just yet, but there were folks that were closer to their transition point, and they hadn't done any of the stuff that I mentioned, nor did they know about it. And so Act Now Education kind of became providing them with these free resources that they can utilize, and it's for the military community to take advantage of upskilling opportunities. And then when I mean military community, I'm essentially saying military spouses, active duty veteran, um, transitioning service, reservists, National Guard. So we try to provide resources that benefit. There's over 40,000 different resources out there for the military community to take advantage of. The problem with most of that time is a lot of people don't know about those resources. So we try to provide that directly.
So how do people, get involved?
Absolutely.
Get some of the
So
benefits. What do they have to do?
Absolutely. So you can find us on actnoweducation.com. We'll do interviews with different organizations to kind of talk about what their benefits are. If you join our Facebook group, we have about 18,000 service members within the military community. That's a part of our group, and military spouses, and we share the information there. Um, we have a partnership with Coursera. Coursera is an institute that connects with different colleges and universities and organizations, so like Google, Facebook, um, Microsoft, and they have certifications that I'm sorry, not Microsoft, IBM, and they offer certifications related to the different types of career fields. So you can take a course, get a certification, and through Act Now Education, we provide that all for free. As long as you're a veteran and you or a military spouse and you meet the requirements, we'll give you a free account. You have that for a year to knock out any upskilling opportunity. We're also partnered with Intuit to provide bookkeeping certifications for military spouses because well, some of the problems for spouses is the service members jumping around to different locations. So it's kind of hard for the military spouse to find a career and be able to grow in that career. So this remote opportunity with Intuit provides an opportunity for them to be able to do that and not have to necessarily worry about what the next duty station they're going to do, what type of job they'll have.
You said something earlier about, not knowing or what skill set you really had. I guess once you left the military, you decide to stay in. But I'm sure that's like the kid and I was one of those, well, sort of. You graduate from high school and you're figuring, okay, I'm supposed to be an adult now. I'm 18. What do I do with the rest of my life? Or finish college. You do 4 years, and then you get out. You're still not sure. You know, if especially if you didn't take it advantage of internships or what have you, and now you're out and you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now? And military service people evidently have those same challenges. Is that right?
Yeah, you have to think it from this standpoint, whether someone's in for 4 years or 20 years or over than that, 30 years, they've done this one job, right? And they may have some leadership skills or some soft skills that, apply to the civilian market, but essentially it's hard trying to identify your passion. And that's why students go to college, they'll pick a major and they realize this is not the major for me. It has to do with the experience and being able to understand what interests you, what your passions, what's your why, and being able to determine that, right? So it's the same thing for military folks. As soon as they're getting it close to transitioning out, they have to figure out what their why is, what their purpose is. They've done this career successfully and now they're trying to open the next chapter. So sometimes it could be difficult trying to identify that. And that's also what we help do. I do one-on-one calls with individuals that reach out to me and I tell them what the resources available. We kind of figure out what their why is and what their passions are. My passion is giving, supporting, and serving my community. And I always get more out of helping folks accomplish their goals and the stuff that I've been able to, any accolades that I've been able to accomplish on my own. So that's why I enjoy it. And that's why I am happy I'm in the military because it shows me what my passion was.
Give me an example, and then I know time is running short, but give me an example maybe of one person that you've worked with and how they got to you and where they are right now.
Okay, I can give you one. So there was a gentleman that he used to be. I was assigned at one command, and he's heard of my presentations because before social media was, I want to say back in 2010, before I started using social media for Act Now Education, I used to do a presentation. So he got the information, and then he reached out to me, and he's like, "Jay, I'm really interested, in trying to complete my degree in a certain amount of time." And through uh, CLEPS and Dante's, which are course test exams. Essentially, if you pass the test, you can essentially get those college credits. I was showing people how to knock out a degree in 1 year. And so I was
Wow.
like, rather than spending all this money for, tuition costs, you can take these tests and depending on what school you go to, you can match it up with the degree plan. So he was able to do that, right? And then he got done with his degree within a year. And then he was able to work on his master's in education because he wanted to focus on being a teacher. Now he's a teacher. And
Wow.
he specifically says, like, "Look, I wouldn't even thought I would have the time frame to be able to do this because, I wanna be able to support go back to my community and teach the kids in elementary school." And he says, "Now I can do that because you've helped me." And so he's a science teacher, he loves his job, he enjoys what he does. Yeah, and he sent me a message saying that, and so I was really thankful to get that.
Jay, that's why sometimes we think we hear what we're supposed to be hearing, but it's always good to sort of paint that picture a little fuller so people know exactly what the program Act Now Education is about, and how it can help to change, well, not change lives, but help to, fulfill dreams. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this is great. This is great. So tell us one more time how folks can reach out to you or to the program.
Absolutely. You can go to www.actnoweducation.com, and you can also go to LinkedIn. You look up Jay Salters. I'm the only one there. Connect with me. My network is your network. So if you have somebody that you want me to connect you with, I could possibly do that. And then on Facebook, Military Community Act Now Education Group. And then you'll see all the other service members, military community there to help and support any desires or passions or goals or dreams you're trying to accomplish.
That's fantastic. And I know, I mean, we don't really have time to get into that, but I know that it's good to have the corporate partners that are working with you, as well as the educational institutions, to help fulfill the program requirements, and to help people move forward. So give a shout out to all of those. You've done a couple, but all of those that are helping you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Denise. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to take a trip. So, I'm gonna put that on my list. Bahrain.
Well, I got a brunch waiting for you. Just let me know.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Where do you come to get